Hello everyone. So I hope all of you are doing good. In this session, like always, let us go through some of the updates, some of the recent updates from the Atlassian ecosystem. In case you are new on this channel, Sparksys, we share regular updates from the Atlassian ecosystem, and we also make regular videos on Atlassian tools like Jira on a channel called as Ravi Sagar. That is basically my other channel. So do consider subscribing. So yeah, let us go through the updates, the recent updates from the Atlassian ecosystem. Now the first update I have for you is about Loom. Now Loom is quite popular now, or Atlassian has made it popular. They are promoting it, they are asking people to use it, and they are also integrating it properly with other Atlassian tools. We have seen other updates where Loom can be used easily with other tools. But now there is an update which I was noticing on the Atlassian community where you basically have some integration with automations. Now, you can of course go through the post here, I'll share the link, but what you can do is you can actually use some of these templates where you will find some triggers, smart values, and basically you can use Loom, or you start using Loom in your Atlassian automations. For example, I can see here that there are some predefined automations or templates where it says when a meeting is recorded by Loom, allocate a task to Jira, summarize the meeting, and send a summary on Slack. So it is doing a lot. So that there are multiple tools involved here, and it seems like a very useful integration, and of course an automation. There is also this another template that I can see. When a Loom video is moved to a folder, create a work item. So basically you can do things in Jira when something happens with Loom video. There is another example here that says when a Loom video is moved to a space, create summary page and share to Slack. So this is also very interesting. And I'm going through the post here. It says you can of course start creating your own automations with various triggers. So we have these triggers here, as I can see. It says Loom video moved to a space, Loom video moved to a folder, a meeting is recorded. So there are some templates or some triggers. Loom video moved to a space, Loom video moved to a folder, meeting is recorded. Okay, yeah. So I think there are like few, which is not bad. And then you also have smart values. So you can access the video URL, the video action item, video title, video transcript, video creator, and so on, like the creator email address, creator account ID, full name, and few other things. So this is really interesting. Now there are some examples that Atlassian has shared here, like create customer interview to insight. So automatically turn customer interviews and user research recordings into actionable insight. Sales calls to CRM, instant one-to-one recap to Slack, brainstorm to JPD ideas, so you can create JPD ideas, bug bashes to Jira work items, design reviews to task, Q&A and product demo to documentation. So I think these are of course just different examples of meetings, various types of meetings and what you can do in those meetings. But the whole idea here is that you can use a Loom recording and then you can use the transcript and then do something with it. So this is really good. I think this is something that many people will appreciate. And when it comes to these different tools, sometimes it is a bit hard to even imagine that yes, this can also be done with these different automations. So this is interesting. I'm quite happy and excited to learn about these new triggers and things that you can do with automations using Loom and Jira. So apart from this, let us move on. I want to talk about this another announcement, which is about some improvements to Rovo agents. Now, these improvements are all, I believe, under the hood, as I can see here in the post. Now it says here faster performance. And by the way, we also tried and started evaluating and looking into Rovo agents in our company. And by the way, we run a company called Sparksys Solutions. We provide Atlassian consultancy services. And because we are consultants, we need to use Atlassian tools. But more importantly, we basically help our customers. We basically help our clients get the most out of Atlassian tools. And for us, it is very important to stay up to date with whatever is happening in the Atlassian ecosystem. And also we need to understand about new features, new capabilities, and new improvements. So this improvement to Rovo agent, I believe, is all related to performance. So it says faster performance, reduce latency by stripping out unnecessary automatizations, so that agents can respond quickly. Makes sense. Smarter agents, instructions following is sharper, action selected is more accurate. Okay, that makes sense. Increased capacity of your agents and also enhanced memory. And agents now remember previously invoked actions. Okay, that makes sense. So I believe these improvements, I don't really think you need to do anything. It is just for you to know that, yeah, these are some improvements related to the performance of your Rovo agents. So recently, as I mentioned, we made some agents, and overall, I think it is good because, of course, it is new. We are not yet sure about the full capabilities of Rovo. I think no one knows, but I would recommend that you should try. And you should try to evaluate or give it a try, understand the possibilities. So the next thing that I want to talk about is Trello. Now, I know that Trello is always in news. Atlassian is always doing something with Trello. They are trying to promote it. They are trying to add more features. Last week, we saw some updates in Trello. Now, this post is about asking you, normal users, if you're using Trello, to share your ideas or your use cases. But Atlassian is asking you to create a video. And I believe upload it somewhere on kalecard.com. And I think when you do that, you will probably get some points or some, I guess potentially some, you can also earn some money. But I think it is also about you as a user, as a client, as a customer, if you want to share something with others. So this could be interesting. I thought I'll probably share. It's a very small thing, but in case you're proud of your Trello implementation or your Trello usage, maybe this could be interesting. Maybe you can ask your marketing team to do something about it. And I think when you do these things, when you create a video, it is also, in a way, your marketing. Maybe you have a product, maybe you want to promote your company or service. And of course, you just want to share how you work using Trello or maybe any other Atlassian tool. I think you should always talk about it. It is always good and nice. Okay, so these are all the updates. And I know Trello, apart from Trello, the main update was definitely Loom. Now let us go through few other things. Now we normally cover one or two upcoming events. Now there is an event happening. I believe it's a virtual event and it is happening in a couple of days. So do sign up. So this event is about turning your knowledge base into a strategic asset, which makes sense. If you're using JSM, then you should definitely consider using the knowledge base, which is in Confluence. And you should also try to learn and figure out how you can also use it in your implementation of JSM. From my experience, I've done plenty of work with JSM. JSM and Confluence work really well together, but I have also seen clients where they don't really worry too much about the Confluence part of it, which I think is fine, but it is a capability in Jira and of course Confluence working together where you have the opportunity to deflect your tickets and overall make the experience good. Sometimes you may not be able to deflect the tickets, but when you receive a ticket and if the user is asking you to do something or they're asking for some information, instead of just repeating the same thing over and over again, when you have your own knowledge base, you can just send them a link to your knowledge base article. So that is also a really good use case. So I thought I'll probably share this. Do consider joining and learning something about JSM and knowledge base. So let us move on to this blog, which I wanted to talk about. Now, I made a video recently, I think it was in August, where I talked about, where I was just sharing how big or how small your project should be. Or I think it is not about whether you should have a big project or a small project. I think it was all about me sharing the pros and cons of a big project versus a small project. Personally, I think you should not have two small projects. Don't really create a project just to store some task which you never really, worry about. I've seen projects with less than 50 issues in 1 year. That is small, right? And that is, I think, not really using Jira properly. Ideally you should have, one epic for those. Those 50 tasks could be epics in your project, and then of course you break down those epics. Unless you want to have a separate project for epics or ideas, then it is fine. But at the same time, you should not have two big projects where you are just using the same project over and over again. So in this video, I just shared some ideas. I think when the project is too big, then you should start archiving your old issues, or maybe moving your old issues somewhere else, and then archiving those old projects, because your main working project should not be too big. It is not there is no number or the right or wrong number, but it is just, easy or manageable for you as a Jira admin and also as a team. If you have a project with, let us say, 50,000 issues, right? Because at any given point, you will not be working on all those million issues, because those million issues or those 100,000 issues are there in the project, but they are all old. Maybe you should move it somewhere else. Maybe after every 2 years, you should move your old issues to a separate project and then leave it there. But your current project where you're working, your open items, maybe keep it there for maybe 1 year, 2 years. That is just one idea, one approach, but you have to think about it. So I made a video, and I also, asked my team to write a blog post. So there is a blog post which will give you some pointers. The last thing that I want to talk about is this new video which I just posted, I think last week. This video is about this new feature, or removal of a feature. I think it's probably the right word, removal of a feature, where you cannot create subtask directly under an epic or issue types above your epic. You can only create subtask under your story task, basically your levels below your epic, which is basically, I guess it is fine, but it is going to create a lot of problems, issues when it comes to reportings and just, using Jira, because it's a new thing. Teams have always been adding subtasks directly to any issue types or any issue level. So this is a new thing, and you should be aware of it. You should prepare for it, especially if you're moving to cloud. And I thought I'll probably talk about it. All right, so that is it. I know we are now trying to create these videos, these podcasts a bit more shorter, so that you can consume and learn about various updates from the Atlassian ecosystem. And that is it for this week. I hope you enjoyed watching and listening to this session, and you also learned something new today. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.